Has everyone arrived?
Everyone is already waiting.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's...
Please. Wait a moment. Before attending the meeting,
What do you need?
promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Okay.
Everyone's here so early! But
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been?
Are you ready? Very well.
are you sure this is gonna...
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next.
You're making...
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going...
That's what I wanted to hear. Well, Traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been quite productive.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your reaction, things must have gone quite well.
Paimon's a little worried.
To be honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most capable people I know. Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with...
I'm very glad I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you, and only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So please, you're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice. Good luck with everything. I'll be here in the village praying for you.
Sounds good. I'll go...
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace...
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve any... I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of this. We all have our jobs to do, after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others will fight on the front line.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look...
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in... Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary...
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries and...
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. That reminds me. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge. You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, was never once informed of this. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of forbidden knowledge. But the academia has always held a different view. They've always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the issue from the wrong direction. The Withering, Elazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution?
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the withering, and at least that's what Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely...
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this?
You mean it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia Forest?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the state of some...
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base. Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are...
I gave them some technical...
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge extraction? What?
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge?
What's that look on your face? Are you scared?
Paimon's a little scared, but very...
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their traveler. I want you to record... Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of this. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction?
Yes,
Paimon is still...
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your...
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises our achievements. Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effect.
But what was the point of doing this?
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of absolute truth. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born, and this device has always supported you during times of need. After all that time, what do you think you'd become?
A fool? A machine?
A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and identify gray areas.
But why would you need to identify the gray areas?
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting. One might even say they're advantageous in the right hands.
Things you're interested in are really out there.
Anyway, that's it. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small project?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few...
Clear skies can do nothing to hide.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can...
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties.
But it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people should be...
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Sino? He's turned against our plan.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Al-Haytham for suggestions. Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here. Don't...
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently dire. I'm sorry, but as things stand, I can't accept your principles.
Seems you really do understand.
Traveler, Paimon. Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Rebot guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenary—
Wait! How can we work with the—
You can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremite. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big group.
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham told you.
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but this can get the job done. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success— I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points. It's my own choice to trust you.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guard. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people—
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right to know when—
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
I knew you would say—
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little bit.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the life. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please, lend us your support.
Well, now that— But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers.
Okay, you have a deal. Let's do this for our—
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. guards.
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale of this operation, we may need to report it to our superior.
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Academia.
As many as Ain al Akmar? This should definitely be classified.
And I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top...
Got it! Please wait a moment, I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you... Even if that guard doesn't know, they're superior...
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry. The guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matras still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the...
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, no matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function...
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert. Actually, considering the power of the Akasha, it's...
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't... If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped, but things like that never happened again after we...
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, haven't you ever thought about it?
Because the Akasha controls the...
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavior. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, emotions are part of our behavioral logic. But can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally intense? How can our feelings and opinions be predictable down to the letter in every single instant? Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thoughts, decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated... The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the... So, in my opinion...
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not a lie.
Is that so? I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate. And people will not be forever trapped.
Paimon's so glad...
Next time, pay attention during our meetings.
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand Deshret Desert District. My name...
This is my assistant, the Traveler. She will be working with me. The construct next to her is for her work.
Beep! Construct, beep!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And,
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest,
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district. We will carry out the operation there.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry! Bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites and capture all of them. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you then.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. Get ready.
It's time for the operation! Let's go meet Sino in the desert! Look! Over there! Our helpers have arrived already! Let's hurry over!
Wait a moment.
Ah! Oh, it's you.
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me. Now let's head...
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here early.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are...
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. They are our only leads for the case.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching from the west!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome! What do you want? Judging from those shiny weapons in your hands, it seems...
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smuggling and illicit sales. If you value your life...
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia? I can't believe you came all this way just to...
I'm not here to talk.
Oh, nobody's given me this much time of day since I be... Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades with their blood. Let's show them we...
It's nothing. Your life is mine.
Crush! Flood of frost!
At the frying pan, into the fire!
Rack and ruin!
Don't waste my time.
There is no escape! More speed! I condemn you!
Torn to oblivion!
Shine down! Give up! Eye for an eye! There is no escape!
Mama, get them!
Freeze to the core! I condemn you! Inazuma shines eternal!
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel.
You pitiful Dendro Archon dogs! You'll...
I'm afraid...
King Deshret will curse you!
Silence!
Oh,
Restrain them and take them back to Caravan Rebot. Count their numbers and send them to the Academia as instructed by—
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino. I will now take my leave. If you need further assistance, please come to Caravan—
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went real.
Yes. Things went perfectly.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave Ramon there? Sure.
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot and oversee the group's transport. I promise. I'll get everyone into Sumeru City safely.
Yeah, you're the reason why
It's not the time to celebrate yet. Go join up with her. She will need you to introduce her to Tainari.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tainari? What if—
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well we know each other, I believe my message alone— If we need help, Tainari is the best. Get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling in late. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some clothes shop.
Sorry. We didn't mean to keep you—
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that serious— All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get moving and take care of this as soon as possible.
But where's she—
Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure he won't get in our way when we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible.
Yeah, we sure don't want him—
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the Academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask for Forest Watch. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure. So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the Doctor. Then, depending on what we learn, we'll make any necessary adjustments to our plan. The sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side of the wall. I'll follow you as a bodyguard. You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone you know.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for—
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go with the best offer. Let's see.
How much more do you want?
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask, come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried. Looking good. I hope this pretty smile will become— There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring blessings to others. Let's go.
He's over there! Let's go say hi! Tainari!
Ah, Traveler, Paimon. And you are?
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia. She's an Aramite mercenary.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important. Please help us out.
All right, then follow me. This place is better. We won't be disturbed by any passerby. Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me? The doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask.
Yes, I know him. Actually, he left Party's DI just a little...
He left already?
Yeah, he came looking for...
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this after having just met, but your answer for now, all we can share with you is that you're...
Sino, you said. I see. So that's why he hasn't been at the... Okay. I will answer your questions and will assist you any way I can.
Sino's name really does work wonders.
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you, you don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. I'll also get... The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away...
Hypatia? Why would he want her?
And what do you mean by take away? Is he planning to...
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean... you're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip. Let me ask, have you been taking care of a scholar by the name...
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you recruited many informants. But you're right.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking,
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself, shouldn't you at least be aware of this?
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of knowledge. How unbefitting.
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, I will personally supervise her treatment and see to her
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the academia. Her situation has not become dire enough to necessitate her transfer to another nation. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. As the person currently responsible, your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, I realized that, just like many other scholars, he possesses an... It's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that he's so confident in himself and his abilities, to a point of near insanity. I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was really surprised to see him just give up on the topic.
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of it. It's just as the Academia said. You're a responsible and gifted scholar. Sadly, even with all of that, and that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm not... He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation.
I can barely believe it myself, but if that's true...
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't want you to do anything too risky. Now that you know a little...
Sorry, we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that...
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to...
Hasn't he already asked you several times before?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. The handwriting and tone are both familiar. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. One dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day. This has been a habit of his for many years. But I didn't find any dots in his...
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me, someone already working at the Academy.
I'd like to ask you to do that for me. If you can keep yourself safe, please withdraw immediately.
I can do that, but I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be... If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia. If you don't...
All right, we've got a plan. I'll stay at...
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant. And be...
I must say, I didn't expect a warning like this from the General Mahamatra.
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing... On that note, aren't you also being quite distrustful of your alma mater?
The Academia, yes, but my master is a man of integrity. Even when I was a student, I was worried he'd get in... I suppose he's lucky to have lasted so long. But in the...
I see. So you noticed something was up with the Academia.
This may well be how Sino became involved in all this. In that case, also, if you run into Sino again, please help me pass on a message to him. I think this may be something he needs to hear right...
Okay, we'll find a chance to tell...
Thanks.
Right. Now let's... Oh, by the way, which way did the doctor go when he...
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the doctor was... He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. What did he mean? Just to be safe, let's chase him and see what we find.
But we have no idea where he went!
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor went. To the south of here is Port Ormos, which seems...
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go to the port...
Tracking skill seems we found the right...
Shh! Don't draw the port is crawling with Fatui soldiers.
Let's keep going and see what we...
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnayan Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving. This place will do. We can hide here while we keep...
Uh-oh. He saw us.
Huh? Is he waving at...
It's time to say good...
Wait, is he the... And where are all the soldiers we saw in the port?
They were all here just a few minutes ago.
So this was a trap. Wait, don't tell me that...
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to Party's DI.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see.
Oh no! Are you
Let's go!
Party's DI is not a place you Fatui can just show up and do as you please.
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear. Our superior gave us permission to search for and collect medicinal herbs.
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already. I find it coincidental that you chose to only come here today.
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right to question our research. I've done my duty to inform you. Don't make things difficult.
It would seem that my words have fallen on deaf ears. You can keep trying to deny it, but coming to Party's DI now? I'm pretty sure you're not just looking for herbs.
With all due respect, your baseless speculations will only—
Well, you only have your Harbinger to blame. I may be staying at Party's DI as a scholar, but that doesn't mean I'm no longer a forest watcher. It is still my duty to protect the peace and safety of the scholars who have contributed so much to Sumeru.
Then it seems our conversation has hit—
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia.
Tainari! Are you alright?
I'm fine.
These Fatui have really crossed the line. Time to teach them a lesson.
Illusion shattered!
I condemn you!
There's no use resisting! Give us Hypatia!
Keep dreaming!
Yeah, Tainari! Beat him up!
Vengeance will be mine!
I will end you.
I condemn you!
Let's move. This isn't good.
Race you!
Shouldn't get careless.
Nice and spicy!
Detoxifying heat!
Don't waste my time!
This one's well done.
Your life is mine.
Eye for an eye!
You need to hurry up.
Now you shall perish!
The doctor's orders are absolute!
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now!
It's fire!
This is it.
Help! Midori is attacking me!
Torn to oblivion!
We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon, please go to Hypatia. We need—
Got it! Hypatia's still here. Doesn't look like anyone's broken in. Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
What? The ballet
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, where is he?
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came to Parties DI and made contact with Hypatia. I didn't need to do anything. It is her honor to be able to connect her consciousness with me.
Who are you talking to? It can't be the Balladeer, right? That's impossible.
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed your touch. I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Hey, Traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just some final details. Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god into a divine battle against me? Scholars consider the god of wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. It's how they can, but this also shows that humanity's worship of gods is a combination of blasphemy and exaltation. It's truly laughable. Yes. Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean? Those words almost make you sound like a friend who actually cares. But you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. The content recorded on it is what gives it value. All I had recorded down before were some painful memories and boring human feelings. Such senseless drivel should have been erased a long time ago. Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, just what has this world done for you to protect it with such zest and conviction? I'm connected to your consciousness, so I can hear what you're thinking. This is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. You know nothing about the truth. It'll be for your own good, as well as everyone else's. Ah, you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, I think you'd feel the same way. She peered into my consciousness and saw my past. Someone like that is qualified. All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become my glory. You're doubting me again? No matter. Soon, you'll know what kind of Who wants to hurt my devout follower? The doctor wants to hurt my first follower? How very amusing. Has anyone ever told you that you're not good at sowing discord? The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself capable of interfering in the business of the new god.
You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the Doctor. But I'm willing to give you a gift. Just like my expression of... It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed...
Ah! Paimon hears thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see was the Balladeer? Oh, he sure chatted with... Where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger! Oh! Have the Fatui retreated? Hey! What?
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
Don't move. I've seen eremites get struck by lightning before.
Struck by lightning?
We were fighting, and just as things started looking grim, the weather suddenly became extremely strange. Lightning started to attack. Luckily, there were only two of us, and both of us were nimble enough to dodge most of the strikes. There were a lot of Fatui, though.
With that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat. It's all right. My wound aside, you look like you've seen something unpleasant.
Hey, didn't I tell you not to move?
Just in case. Thank goodness she's fine.
Hey,
I understand my condition. The wound is not fatal.
Ugh. The more you understand medicine, the worse of a patient you become.
I know. They always think they can push through the pain.
Oh, he sat down.
Let me rest for a bit. Sorry, traveler. Now you may start.
So that's what you were talking to the Balladeer about? Oh, Paimon can't believe...
The Academia's God creation plan. How ridiculous.
That sounds, ambitious, I guess? Anyway, this is all way beyond me. As long as I can enjoy every day with a drink in my hand, tasty food in my stomach, and a good night's rest, that's enough. I must be the least ambitious person who's ever set foot in Party Steel.
Don't say that. I haven't even...
Don't mention it. Well, if nothing else, all this proves that the doctor really did have some urgent matter to attend to. Maybe the Fatui want to cover up some secret of the Balladeer. Is that why they tried to seize Hypatia?
You said the Balladeer claimed that Hypatia has seen his...
Have you noticed? The Balladeer is not happy with the doctor's actions. He thinks the doctor has no right to consider himself as his...
So, if the doctor was to show up again...
Based on what the Traveler has said, I think he would. In other words, we've successfully completed this stage of the plan.
Yay! That's...
Thank you for the help, Tainari. Make sure you rest up.
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps things up for us here at Party DI. Let's continue to keep a low profile. You can head...
All right.
How did everything go? Any luck with your mission?
Let's report back one by one. We've made the necessary modifications to the Akasha
I'll go next. The Traveler and I went to Party's DI. The situation was
Who was behind it?
Well, that's the tough part. What should I say, Traveler? The Fatui or the Balladeer? After some back and forth, we confirmed that the Doctor has left Sumeru by boat. So, we've successfully removed the Doctor from the picture.
Oh, Kainari also asked us to tell you this message. Trust your own senses and experience.
Everything also went smoothly on my side. The Eremites should have arrived to avoid alerting the quarry. They will stay there for now.
I can't believe you actually got so many Eremites into Sumeru.
It's all thanks to Rahman and his brave team, as well as their...
It appears to have been very effective. Well, is that everything? Okay.
Huh? Wait.
Well...
Shouldn't you end with some words of encouragement? You know,
Personally, I'd rather we all go...
I'll hate them. You...
Oh, and if you wanted someone to say something to that effect, then I must reiterate, so you should find someone more suitable.
But I thought all of you academia big shots were great speakers.
Then I should remind you that I'm the scribe.
I know that. So what?
A scribe is responsible for recording meetings, not...
Fine, whatever. Well, Sino doesn't seem to be much of a talker either. I guess that leaves it to...
Employer?
Yep. The Traveler hired me. That's right.
Yeah, say something to boost morale.
Huh? What are you all doing here?
Oh, it's Nilu!
Hey, everyone. I'm not disturbing you, am I?
Not at all. I was actually just about...
Judging from the group and all your serious faces, but you also look like you're up to no good. Seems pretty interesting.
Welcome, Nilu. Would you like to
Huh? Join you? You mean... you all...
Yes. Something... Nilu, are there any breaks in your
Huh? Wait, you're... I can't believe my ears. Oh, right. The Traveler and Paimon.
That's...
I must admit, but I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Remember.
Okay. I'll get my friends at the Grand Bazaar to help us tomorrow.
Just remember not to say too much.
Yep, you got it.
All the preparations are done.
So, have you thought up what you'd like to say, boss?
Yep. It's a grand plan and we're all super up.
Well said. A good night.
Thankfully, I've had my place to...
Huh?
Oh,
All right, let's all go home and get a good night's...
Okay. So I...
Yep, good night. Today's the Academia's Nia Garbaha Day.
Instant motion.
Hatham should be waiting for us. Let's...
Hello, you two.
Not really. Paimon got too nervous. What about you, Alhaitham?
Naturally, I slept just fine. After all, a good rest should be considered part of the plan.
You just want to show off how...
It's crucial to dissipate any tension before we...
The only thing you're doing is being...
Anyway, do you need me to go over the game plan again? Our target is Grand Sage Azar's office. Everyone in the Academia knows that's where the Grand Sage's console is. Many restricted commands and operations are executed via that console. I'm sure that...
You know, Paimon's been thinking, what kind of technology...
That isn't something they could have accomplished with their scholarly talents alone. In the Sanctuary of Suristhana, there's a device of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's that she once used to isolate herself while meditating. 500 years ago, the Grand Sage at the time modified the device so that it could no longer be controlled from the inside. They were effectively trapping one god with the power of another. Don't forget, today is Nyargarbaha Day, arguably the most important day to the Academia. The sages and core Academia personnel are busy loading the latest batch of research developments and legal decrees into knowledge caps. All the Darshan's researchers have their noses to the grindstone, and the Academia's grounds are flowing with all. When the Grand Sage leaves his office to supervise the entering process, that's our cue to access the console and free the Dendro Archon. Well, yes, that's just the visible. If precedence holds, the Academia should have already started preparing for Nyargarbaha.
Everyone should be in position. All that's left is...
Let's go.
So are we...
Yes.
Paimon can't think of a good...
Scribe? Please, wait. Are you Scribe Alhaitham?
That's me. Is something the matter?
No. I was just surprised to see you here. I had heard that the sage and, also, please don't bring outside guests into the Academia.
Outside guests? How did you arrive at such a conclusion? Your groundless inference shames the Haravatat Darshan.
What did you say? I'm the top student in Haravatat, and I earned 3rd place at the last Inter-Darshan debate. Don't look down on me.
That wasn't my intention. As your Haravatat senior, I just assumed that you possessed a greater aptitude for critical thinking. Look, based on what you already know, the purpose of my return and the reason they're here should be obvious.
Is that so? The sages search for you, a blonde-haired traveler, outside guests. So, from the start, the sages weren't looking for you.
Hey, shh. Yes, you've proven yourself as the top student in Haravatat. I surmise you've arrived at the correct...
As I expected. Please, forgive me. I wasn't thinking clearly.
It's nothing. We'll be on our way.
All right. Thank you for your contributions to the Academia, Scribe.
What the heck just happened?
I'm afraid I don't know either.
You have no idea?
Mm-hmm. He convinced himself of whatever... That is the so-called pride of a scholar. If someone questions... Nowadays, the Academia is rampant with this type...
Wow. So there are special ways to deal with smart...
We shouldn't waste any more time. It would be...